Hello, Hidden Well farmers. Getting ready to take my ton of feed out to the farm. This thing right here has been a true blessing to Hidden Well Farms. Just the handling and the safety and the condition of the feed makes it just incredible. And man, it hauls good. But it can hold up to 1,500 pounds of feed, but I typically only buy a ton at a time. Right now I don't have near as many babies on feed as I did. I sold 40 of them back in the early spring, and I've got 65 that I'm feeding right now. The winter and the grass, the summer and the drought, been kind of rough. But we're gonna go out there and see everybody today and feed them up. Come with me. The problem that I have with the grain that I've been feeding is this. What it is I've been having whole corn, which means the cob and the shuck and everything ground up with soybean meal and distilled grains. Basically 1,600 pounds of whole corn with 200 and 200 of that respectfully. The problem with that is that the sheep are so good at picking through the corn and stuff, they leave all the shuck and stuff behind. So although it's less expensive on a per ton basis, it's not saving me money because they ain't eating half of it. So here we go. Went back and got me some of this. Now this has molasses in it, so it's not as loose, doesn't want to come out as well, but they eat every bit of it. So this sheep mix here, if you'll look down in it, I think I've showed this to you before. This is shelled cracked corn. The corn that's in it has been crushed and cracked. It's been gone through a mill at least one time. So it's got more surface area to be digested. They put soybean pellets in it, okay, for get your protein up. It has a mineral mix in it. It has just a touch of a generic Bovitec in it for coccidiostat and baby sheep, and it's kind of got a sticky feel to it because it's also got molasses in it as well. And so it's a lot more calorically dense than the stuff that I was feeding before. And let's see, the stuff I was getting before was costing me $348 for a ton. This cost $401 a ton, which is kind of sad because a year and a half ago, I was buying a ton of the same feed for $199. So it's tripled in cost. But, I mean, you got to feed them so that they can do well. And the sheep market is good. So let's go see the weanlings. I got 38 weanlings over here. Here's my 6-month-old weanlings. Of course, Mandy, my buddy, looking really good. Come on, girls, come on. Hi, guys. Come on, it's over here. Let's go. Come on. Come on, girls, come on. These are my 4-month-olds that just got weaned. I've been weaned about a week. They're really blooming. Look at you, pretty thing. Really doing well. Those are some ugly duckling sheep right there. Now, today's the first day I switched their feed, and so I've only fed them about half what I would normally feed. That Mandy, get back in there. Go on now. Try to get out on me. So I'm only feeding them about half of what I normally would feed them. Oh, I forgot to check the water. Let's go up here and check their water. The reason I only fed half of what I normally feed them is because whenever you're changing the feed on a ruminant, you want to go slow. So they got tons of grass out here in this new paddock. There's only 20 of them, so they got plenty to eat. Lots of good clover in here, and supplement a little bit. They're getting ready to go into a breeding program in 4 weeks. I'm excited to see them move in. This right here is the 61 ewes, there's 61 of them here, that I bred to Anubis last year. And of those 61 ewes, we had 119 babies that were born. Now these 61 ewes, they're all going right back into production with Anubis, and right now, none of them are nursing. They get a month that we're gonna fatten them up. We're feeding them supplemental hay, a little bit of alfalfa. They're getting rotated through pasture, and not, of course, nursing anybody. Also within the last couple of weeks, with the blessing of the rain that we've had, they're all looking a lot better. I got a little stinker right here that she had the worst foot rot, and we're still treating her. I just gave her another shot of Draxin. I don't know why everybody else is doing good, but her foot rot is just being persistent. But man, you talk about a blessing. This rain that we've got, oh my goodness. The poor people out west that's not getting any rain and stuff, after almost 11 and a half weeks of drought here in Kentucky, man, I'll tell you what, I'm so thankful that it started raining again, because man, look how green that is back over there. 2 weeks ago, that was dead. It wasn't growing. We had sheep over there and we were feeding them hay. And once that rain started coming on, that grass over there just exploded. So our plan is to let this rest. We're gonna let that get some root to it and kind of get some growth to it and stuff. We're gonna let that rest for about 2 to 3 weeks. I've got a pasture that I was going to cut for hay way over on the other side of the farm. There's about 30 acres over there. And I've decided that this year that we're just gonna pasture that. And so as we get them back into the breeding program on August the 15th, because that's when they're all gonna actually be back exposed. And one thing that I am going to do this year is I'm going to sink them all. I'm going to give them all a shot of Ludolice before they go into the breeding program, because I want to try to cut my breeding program down to 60 days. August the 15th till October the 15th, and then I'm going to pull the ram off of him. So now I've got 19 ewes down here that are 6 months old, and I've got 35 that are over here that are 5 months old, and we're also going to put them in a breeding program with a different ram, and I'm going to give them 90 days. They're going to go from August 15th till November the 15th, and then I'll pull the ram off of them. So that particular group of roughly 50 is basically going to get an extra 30 days to mature and to get pregnant. But I'm hoping that this year, 2023, I'm hoping that we can lamb out a little over 200 ewes in 90 days, or babies, lambs, in 90 days. That's our production goal for 2023. And we have the genetics. Man, I'll tell you what, look at some of my sheep that I've got. Look at how fat Mama and them's getting. They're really coming on. Yeah. There's Coke. She's a little bit on the thin side, but she just weaned her baby. She's coming up really quick. I mean, for pasture-raised hair sheep, they're really doing good. I'm very, very pleased with their body scores right at the moment. So Keaton, what is this H-post doing out here? This fence bracket? I'm glad you asked. You're very observant, Hidden Well farmers. This is where we're actually splitting this top 20 acres right here into 2 different pastures for intensive grazing. I gotta be honest with you guys, I've seen a lot of YouTube videos about those electric fences and stuff like that, and where you can take them down and put them up. Maybe we're not using them correctly. I don't know. We've lit them up, they've got juice, but those sheep just do not, they don't care about that electric fence whatsoever. Horses, yep, yeah, they obey it, but dogs, yeah, dogs will not cross it. These sheep, they just don't seem to care. And so we're putting up some more permanent divisions between our fields. Not spending a tremendous amount of money on that. I think both of those fields are going to cost me less than $600, mostly because I already have the materials on hand. The new hay shed is done. I'm really pleased with it. We're going to be filling that up real soon. So what has really thrown me for a loop this year is the drought that we had, because again, my fields are not very drought tolerant. Being a lot of reclaimed strip mining fields and stuff, they're rich in a lot of nutrients and they're great for sheep, but they're not very drought resistant, and man, it really affects them when we don't get a good rain. So now I had made the decision 2 weeks ago that we just weren't going to cut that big field of hay. I would just buy 500 bales of hay, and then we would just graze everything and save money on the fuel. I have a field that I bought last year that we cut this spring, and Tyler and I, Big T and I, decided that what we'd probably do is recut that and get a second fall cutting off of it. And then I go over there and the rain has just brought so much of that field out. The cerisa, the clover, the fescue, and the orchard grass are just thick, and it is a good blend. So now I'm thinking, well, maybe I should get at least one cutting off of it, because cutting the hay also does help your pasture. It helps get more sunshine to the ground. It gets a lot of the weeds cut down. And if I cut it here in July or August, then it gives it a good month or two to recover for the winter, and I can use it for run grazing. And instead of buying 500 bales of hay, I can buy 150 to 200 bales of hay. Farming, sometimes you just don't know what to do. You just make a decision and go with it, and try to make the best educated decision you can, but sometimes you just have to adapt, improvise, and overcome with it. Anyway, so far everything's looking really good on the farm. I mean, it is blazing hot out here. The thermometer right now is reading 96 degrees. I mean, just to stand in the shade is just miserable. I mean, it's just impossible to do manual labor at this particular moment. So you're kind of left early in the morning and late in the evening, which is pretty typical for summertime labor work anyway. But everybody's fed on the farm. Thanks for going on this little tour with me, Hidden Well Farms. We'll keep you updated. God bless.